based upon boiling and vaporization. So till now, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it, otherwise you will not get any type of notification from my side. And one more important thing is that you have to follow me on Telegram, because in Telegram I used to post many important question, numerical, short notes and many more things. So follow me there and subscribe my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get started with the lecture. So if we go through a boiling and vaporization topic, the first question arises in the mind of examiner that what is the nucleate and film boiling? Or you can say that as I first question placed in the PPT, that is, explain the phenomena of nucleate boiling and the film boiling, and also discuss the effect of these two boiling phenomena on the heat transfer rate. So for answering this question, you have to first define on all the boiling condition, that is nucleate boiling and the film boiling conditions. Okay, so start with the nucleate boiling. So as the vapor bubble form at the heat transfer surface breaks away and are carried into the mainstream of the fluids. Once in the fluid mainstream, the bubble collapse because of bulk fluid temperature is not as high as heat transfer surface where the bubble is created. The heat transfer process is sometimes desirable as the energy imparted to the fluid at high heat transfer surface is quickly and efficiently carried away. When the pressure of the system drops or the flow decreases, the bubble cannot escape as quickly as they form at the heat transfer surface. So similarly, if the temperature of the heat transfer surface increases, more bubbles are formed than can be effectively carried away. The bubbles then grow and coalesces with a neighboring bubbles, covering small area of surface with a vapor film. This is known as a partial film boiling. So since vapor has lower heat transfer coefficient than the liquid, the vapor patches on the heat transfer surface act as a insulation, making the heat transfer more difficult. As the area of the heat transfer covered with vapor increases temperature of the surface rapidly increases, while the heat flux from the surface decreases. This unstable situation continues until the surface is covered by the stable blanket of a vapor, preventing contact between the surface and the liquid. This condition, after the stable vapor blanket, are formed called film boiling. Although film boiling is not desirable because of low heat transfer coefficient involved, it is unavoidable in some situation, as in the vaporization of low boiling liquid or in the cryogenic vaporizers. Film boiling might appear attractive from fouling and corrosion point of view, but impractical due to the variation in operating condition due to startup or shutdown of the fluctuation in the condition of the film in the transition region. So this is all about the nucleate boiling and the film boiling and the effect of these two boiling phenomena on the heat transfer rate. So I hope you understand very well and you will able to give answer after this explanation to the examiner. Okay, so the next question is, give reason why the rough surface give higher boiling heat transfer coefficient than the smooth surface. I repeat my question, that give the reason why the rough surface give higher boiling heat transfer coefficient than the smooth surface. So the answer of this is, rough surface provide cavities for bubble formation and give increased turbulence. Okay, basically the rough surface provide cavities for the bubbles formation and give increased turbulence. Sometimes the surface are made rough by etching, scratching and sandblasting or other mean. Heat transfer coefficient for rough surface may be 10 to 15 times higher than the smooth surface as given at a given delta T. So that's why the rough surface give higher boiling heat transfer coefficient than the smooth surface. So the next question is, what is Linde boiling surface? What is Linde boiling surface? So basically the Linde surface consists of thin layer of porous metal bonded to the heat transfer substrate. Bubbles, nucleation and the growth are promoted within porous layer that provide a large number of stable nucleation site as a pre-designed shape and size. Linde porous surface in the industrial boiling practice can be traced to use the pumice stone as a beaker in laboratory practice while boiling the liquid. So the microscopic vapor nuclei in the form of bubble and trapped on a heat transfer surface must exist in order for nucleate boiling occurs. Surface temperature at a vapor boiling interface of the bubble exert a pressure above that of the liquid. This excess pressure required that the liquid be superheated in order for bubble to exist and grow. The porous surface substantially reduce the superheat required to generate the vapor. The entrance to the many nucleation sites are restricted in order to retain part of vapor, the form of bubbles, and to prevent flooding of the site when liquid replace the elapsed bubbles. Many individuals sites are also interconnected so that the fresh liquid is continuously supplied. The nucleate boiling exists much lower temperature difference than required for the smooth surface. So I think you understand what is Linde boiling surface. Now come to the next question, that is also I would like to add one question, that is what is you have to know the reason of the boiling curve, all the reason of the boiling curve, that is based that is delta T versus heat flux. जो अब कर्व होता है बॉइलिंग कर्व के, उसके पर्टिकुलर रीज़न के में होते हैं, जैसे न्यूक्लिएट कन्वेक्शन बॉडी बबल्स न्यूक्लिएट कन्वेक्शन बॉइलिंग, न्यूक्लिएट बॉइलिंग और बिटवीन जो एरियाज़ दे रखे हैं वो सारे आपको नोन होने चाहिए, तभी जाके आप इसको अच्छे से समझा पाएंगे. नेक्स्ट हम क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं, दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ क्रिटिकल हीट फ्लक्स इन बॉइलिंग हीट ट्रांसफ़र. So basically maximum heat flux achievable with nucleate boiling is called critical heat flux. This is given by the equation for heat transfer or at a critical heat flux condition is Q critical is equal to 0.18 lambda rho V bracket in bracket rho GC rho L minus rho V upon rho V to power square and whole the power 1 by 4. The above equation is for the flat plate, and depending on the geometry the constant varies between 0.1 and 0.2 depending upon the dimensionless parameters, where L is the radius of surface or length of the plate. Okay, so the next question is, what is Leander-Faust phenomena? Leander-Faust noted that when the liquids were splitted or placed on very hot surface, drop very form that did not contact the surface but floated above it and slowly vaporized when surface temperature was reduced below certain value, the drop contracts the surface and rapidly vaporize the phenomena is called Leander-Frost phenomena, and the point E on the boiling curve is called Leander point. The temperature at point E is also known by the different terms that include Leander-Frost temperature, minimum film boiling temperature or re-wetting temperature, quenching temperature or film boiling collapse temperature. So that's how we call the different temperature at point E. Okay, so the next question is, what is sludge flow film boiling and the dispersed flow film boiling? So first, sludge flow film boiling is usually encountered at low flows and avoid fraction that are too high to maintain inverted annual film boiling but too low to maintain dispersed flow film boiling. And if we talk about the dispersed flow film boiling, reasons is characterized by existence of discrete liquid drop contained in continuous vapor flow. So this flow reason may be defined as dispersed flow film boiling, liquid deficient heat transfer, or mist flow. It is of importance in nuclear reactor cores for of normal condition as well as steam generator. The dispersed flow film boiling reason usually occur at void fraction in excess of 40%. Okay, so these are the question. Now come to the last question, that is, what are the type of special surface are used to enhance boiling side heat transfer coefficient? So these are the different surface used to enhance boiling side of the heat transfer coefficient, that is fin surface, specially plated surface, porous surface produced by electroplating and sintering or machining. Okay, so these are the surface. So I hope you understand all the questions, and you do. I hoping that you will definitely do very good in your interview. Okay, so till now, thank you and have a nice day for your for the day, and all the best for your interview. Thank you.